The mobile game adaptation of the film Fast and Furious 6 was developed by Gameloft, a company known for creating mobile adaptations of popular movies and franchises. Gameloft released the game in conjunction with the film's release. When smartphones weren't yet dominant, companies specialized in delivering console-like experiences on simpler devices, and this game is a solid example of that effort. It features arcade-style racing combined with mission-based gameplay. Drifting, escaping the police, and completing objectives tied to the storyline are just some of the intense challenges that players take part in, not just racing. The story of the game loosely follows the plot of the Fast and Furious 6 movie, with some key differences. Players step into the world of Dominic Toretto and his crew, who are recruited by law enforcement to take down a dangerous group of mercenary drivers. As you progress through the game, you'll work your way through different cities and missions, building your reputation and proving your driving skills. The narrative unfolds with short dialogue and mission briefings that keep the pace fast and focused. While it doesn't delve as much into the characters' backstories as the movie does, it still gives players a sense of being part of the crew and the larger mission. Another key feature is the variety of missions. It's not just about finishing first. You might need to chase down enemies, avoid obstacles, or escape from intense police pursuits. This variety keeps the gameplay from feeling repetitive. For a game made with Java, the graphics are impressive for their time. The environments are colorful, the cars are detailed enough to be recognizable, and the animations are smooth. Simple sound effects, such as engine roars and tire screeches, add to the immersive feel. Released in 2012, this game was developed and published by Gameloft, one of the most iconic mobile game studios of the Java era. Known for pushing the limits of what early mobile phones could handle, Gameloft created a racing experience that felt fast, stylish, and surprisingly deep for its time. Unlike many racing games, Ferrari GT3 doesn't focus on a traditional story with characters and cutscenes. Instead, the story is all about your personal journey as a driver. You start as an unknown racer, entering competitions around the world, building your reputation, and climbing the ranks to become a true Ferrari legend. The game's main mode, Career Mode, puts you on this path. As you win races, you earn money and fame, which allows you to unlock new cars and upgrade your existing ones. Step by step, you progress from basic models to some of the most iconic vehicles ever created by Ferrari. Ferrari boasts an impressive lineup of around 57 officially licensed cars, including classic models like the 250 Testarossa and modern vehicles like the Ferrari FF. Owning each car feels like a reward, symbolizing your progress and skill as a driver. The races take place across a variety of locations inspired by the real world. From the streets of Hong Kong to the beauty of Sydney to the legendary Ferrari Fiorano test track, each track offers a unique atmosphere and challenge. The gameplay is fast-paced and arcade-style, perfectly designed for mobile devices. Drift through tight corners, dodge obstacles, and overtake rivals in intense, short races that keep the adrenaline pumping. Despite being a Java game, it delivers smooth controls and satisfying racing mechanics. Another interesting feature is the inclusion of Ferrari encyclopedia tips within the game. These give players small bits of real-world information about Ferrari cars, adding a layer of authenticity and making the experience feel more connected to real automotive history. This digital chocolate game, released around 2010, was developed and published by a company well known for creating addictive and accessible mobile games long before iPhones and Androids dominated the market. The game puts you in charge of a family amusement business. Your goal is to prove yourself worthy by mastering 99 different roller coaster tracks designed across the city. Each track is filled with intense drops, loops, jumps, and dangerous gaps. Here's the twist. You can't steer the coaster left or right. You control only two things: speeding up and slowing down. If you go too slow, your passengers will be bored, and your score will drop. However, if you go too fast, the coaster can derail, crash, or lose cars mid-ride. The challenge lies in finding that perfect balance, pushing the limits without losing control. The faster and smoother your ride, the happier your passengers will be, and the higher your score will climb. You'll race through iconic locations like Central Park, downtown Manhattan, and suburban areas, all of which are stylized in a colorful 2D side-view perspective. Some tracks let you ride at different times of day, from bright afternoons to nighttime runs through a glowing city skyline. While the game may not have a deep cinematic story, it creates its own narrative through progression. Each level feels like a new challenge that pushes you to master timing, precision, and risk-taking. Even today, the game is remembered as a classic example of early mobile gaming done right. Easy to learn, hard to master, and endlessly replayable. While newer versions of the Roller Coaster Rush series later introduced 3D graphics and more advanced features, many fans still appreciate the charm and simplicity of this Java version. Many Cars Rush 3D-style games have been created by small indie development studios using tools like BuildBox and similar engines. For instance, KS Game developers created a modern version of Car Rush 3D, showing how the concept has evolved over time. In Cars Rush 3D, players take control of a car speeding through busy highways filled with traffic. The objective is simple: go as far as possible without crashing. However, the game quickly becomes a test of skill, timing, and focus. Players weave through traffic at high speeds, collect points or coins, and avoid collisions. Just one mistake, a single crash, and your run is over. This kind of gameplay design makes the game incredibly addictive, especially for short play sessions on older mobile devices. Unlike modern, story-heavy racing games, Cars Rush 3D keeps its narrative simple and arcade-like. The story is more of a concept than a detailed plot. You play as a daring driver pushing the limits on crowded highways, trying to prove your skill and become the ultimate road legend. There's no deep storyline with characters or dialogue. Instead, the game creates its own story through gameplay. Every run becomes a personal challenge. Every near miss adds tension. Every high score feels like a victory. Cars Rush 3D may not have the realism or complexity of modern racing games, but it represents a special time when games were simple, fast, and addictive. It's a reminder that great gameplay doesn't need advanced graphics or a complex story. Sometimes, all you need is speed, a clear mind, and the thrill of the road. This game was released in 2006 and published by Gameloft, one of the biggest pioneers of mobile gaming before the rise of smartphones. At a time when most games were simple and limited, Naval Battle. Mission Commander pushed the boundaries with its strategic depth, impressive visuals, and engaging gameplay. At its core, the game is inspired by the classic board game Battleship. However, this isn't just a simple copy, it's a full evolution. Instead of basic guessing on a grid, the game transforms naval combat into a tactical war experience filled with missions, special weapons, and dynamic battlefields. The story places you in the role of a naval commander during a series of escalating maritime conflicts. Over the course of the campaign, you will lead your fleet through 18 unique missions. You're not just sinking ships, you're carrying out strategic operations. Some missions require you to destroy enemy fleets, while others introduce secondary objectives, such as navigating around icebergs or targeting specific locations. Gameplay is where naval battle truly shines.